Hey guys, this is Turok, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing One Piece chapter 1161. And goodness, I'm trying not to swear. This gets into a bunch of the main action finally of um the God Valley incident, and I hope there's at least one to two more chapters because the first thing I want to say of a minor spoiler going ahead, I'm going to go through the bits, is we don't see a whole lot of action initially of the God's Knights in here. I want to see a bit more about them. We kind of got an idea that there's something going on with them where they're similar to the Goro say, where they got some kind of immortality ability and doubt upon them. But I hope we'll get a little more of them because it's possibility too that some of these God's Knights are still more of these God's Knights are still active now in the present time, because at the present time we know that Garling is still around, Summers is still around, and Gunko still, and Gunko, and the some of the other ones here, as you can see on the screen, they show up, but we don't know if any. We have only seen the aforementioned ones plus Killingham and um, Shamrock, who's right here with Dragon as a baby at this time, and not yet part of that upbringing and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully it'll go further with that. So this chapter, let's get into it. This chapter is called "A Song of Love Bound Under a Hail of Arrows." And I was trying to look that up. It sounded like some very poetic stuff that might have been from maybe based on something else, some other kind of poetry, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's referencing Shakky and Rayleigh. We'll get into that more of that later. So as we can see here, we start here with now the fighting has really gone down. The Rocks Roger arrived quickly to save Shakky, and then you got everyone else there. And most of the Rocks pirates and Roger pirates too, they're all just there for Shakky. This is hilarious how this, I didn't piece that together before. But then you got like Big Mom and Kaido who are interested in the treasure. Well, Captain John is as well. But yeah, I think everyone else is pretty much there for that. And even Whitebeard, he was funny. He's like, well, I just want to save her as a friend, but I mean, if she wants to, if she loves me for it or something like that, I won't complain. And it was so good because Stussy's like, how could you? I'm like, fuck off, Stussy. He clearly isn't interested in you. Stop. Uh, I that would be one of the most satisfying things to figure out what's going on with Stussy and uh uh Marco. I thought they were gonna arrive at Egghead to help the Straw Hats. I made a whole video contemplating that stuff happening, and I thought it was gonna be interesting that might happen that way. Also because Marco and Kizaru faced off against one another at Marineford. So I thought having Marco come back when Kizaru was there was going to be interesting, but that never came to be. We still haven't seen what that came about of that. That was like, oh gosh, what was that? Maybe 70 chapters ago? It had to be at least that. And so, anyways, um, all the pirates are here to save Stussy, and they got Big Mom looking for more devil fruits to give to her children. Kaido is just he's going along with them because he just joined up, and he's hoping to probably get one of the devil fruits, it seems, and we know he's going to. He gets the dragon fruit, the fish, the wait, what do they call it? Because it's the fish, mythical fish model, Azure dragon, something like that, and yeah. So, anyways, all these people now are like the whole game here has suddenly become stopped and put on hold because the celestial dragons are now it's just being carted away, and the as usual, fuck you, you celestial dragons. I'm gonna be angry a lot. Hey, you'll be responsible for this. Yes, we get it. Kick him in the balls and send him back there. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Well, I would have said to that guy, and just said, okay, well, stay out there, but there's fighting going on. We can't guarantee your safety. The only one we don't even know. You know, that's something too. I just thought. You know, Garp is here. Is there any other officers at that vice admirals here? There probably are. But what about the admirals? Do any of the other admirals at this time? We don't know. We don't have any faces of any of who they would be. who's here at this time as the admirals? Will any of them show up? At this point here, uh, Kizaru and Aokiji and Akainu would not probably be. I don't know what rank those. I don't know the rankings that Oda uses in this, but uh, Garp was training Aokiji at a young age, probably a little before this. So he can't be. They can't be very high ranks. They probably. I would think at best they'd probably be captains at this point. I think. What do we see later? We see later for sure that Kainu was a vice admiral at was he a vice admiral? Probably at him and Aokiji were both there at Ohara 16 years later, and I don't remember what their ranks were. Anyways, yeah, what other? I wonder. I would just bring this up to point out, like, what I wonder what other potent marine uh people would be there that can hold a candle to the fighting, handling in combat someone like Rox or Roger and the others that are there. And so we're gonna see a lot of other characters too. But anyways, so we see here the other some of the citizens and slaves are like, oh, what the hell's going on? Let's get out of here. These hopefully are some of the people. These are probably some of the people I imagine that Kuma will help soon. Flashback about 65 chapters ago. I remember Ivankov said they were him and they once Kuma got his fruit, they were able to save about 500 people that were here. Whether they were probably citizens or slaves doesn't matter. You know, we know they were all being treated the same by the let me get this all of it, by the world government. And so hope these are some of the people that are there. And so anyways, we got some of the people going up. This is one thing too I gotta go over here. I like this scene right here. So we see Roger, Garp, and Rox. And I gotta say, I feel like after this, we're gonna see this scene right here is already telling to me. I'm starting to see Rox in a different light. I don't think Rox should be considered as bad. We didn't have enough to go on, so we already automatically seen, oh, Rox one was Sengoku's version of the story kind of just made Rox look really bad. And we do get a idea that he's very ambitious in his desire to take over the world. But right here, and in the last chapter, we found out he had a child and a wife, and he sent them away. I think Rox, after this, is going to be seen as a guy who's very ambitious and wanted to change the status quo of the world. But what compared, let me start with saying, I think we're going to see that he's not a bad guy. His ambitions could have taken him. He kept going further, maybe. But I'm starting to think that Blackbeard has a poor understanding of his father, and it's not his fault. We know this is where Rox is supposedly gonna die. Now, if he's still dead or not, I'm kind of like on the fence on that. Like thinking, is he really gonna die? Is something else going on? I wonder if we're gonna really have to see Rox. In one way, we have to see Rox in a better light because he, look right here. He says he is here to save his wife and child. That is extremely admirable. I was going over this in the last chapter or two reviews. Like, I still think when it comes to like the worst villains individually, we have to probably go with like Kaido maybe, and definitely Doflamingo. I don't even think Doflamingo, as I said before, would want to have a kid. He was waiting. He wanted to get the immortality through Law's Devil Fruit and become. And then I think he was gonna just wait out like when other people who are stronger than him, the Yonko, and then he would just then try through whatever connections and whatever he says he knows about the Rijwa was going to take over the world himself. Now that would have been interesting too to see if Blackbeard and him would ever come into conflict, because Blackbeard and him both seem like they're very clever. Both seem similarly clever, I should say, in how they wanted to take over the world. What I want to mean is like they had a plan of sorts, and so I'm thinking in the long term, if I'm anywhere right with how we're seeing how Rox acts, I feel like Blackbeard thinking he's gonna complete his father's mission is gonna be like he's gonna go down the dark side path more than his father really wanted to, and it's just like some point he's gonna like we're gonna see anyways like this is probably not what your father really wanted. He wanted to change the status quo more because he was he knows what how the government treated our race and how they're treating other people, something like that. It'll be very interesting to see. Anyway, so they continue to go on here. The other, so Garp, as we see, is just here to catch Roger, and so now we switch back to the dragon here, and he's still got Shanks and Shamrock together, and he's trying to get out to the to a ship and where it's to safety. And when he happens to as he's trying to escape, one of the God's Knights comes upon him. This is another one too. She's got a great design, and I'm wondering if she's gonna come back. And she catches up to Dragon, sees him there, and actually, this was one thing I kept trying to check back. She's found Dragon because she's actually for searching for the babies for Garling. And this is very interesting too. We don't know what she does with her power, but she uses a laser beam and attacks Dragon with a laser beam. Whatever I just. Wait a minute now. Is that right? Hold on. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oops, I'm just going the wrong direction. Okay. So we get this scene here where this is going to be now where we find out how Shamrock got separated from Shanks. So Dragon here successfully holds on to Shanks, and Shamrock drops from there, and yeah. So I'm confused. This is one of the things I was confused by. So when Garling killed Shamrock and Shanks' mom, I was under the impression the way they showed it before that he was gonna just not care about the kids were just gonna be left to die too or become some kind of prize. Because the thing is later that so what must yeah that's right. So Dragon has Shanks here, but we've heard before, and it's gonna come later, that Shanks is gonna be found in a treasure chest. That means Dragon here must do it in the next. Oh, that'll probably be in the next chapter. And so the thing that I'm confused here is so and so says, this is Saint Maffey. We get a title card. She's one of the holy knights. She's from the Satchels family. Oh, I forgot to look if that's from a previous name that was brought up in the Celestial Dragons listings of their noble families. And so, yeah, someone here says, "Oh, I got him." So Saint Maffey says, "Oh, I got him," and someone says, "Oh, you saved my life, Maffey. Garling was going to kill me, I'm sure." And so then Maffey picks up Shamrock and it's like, "Oh, well, this Garling had kids. I didn't think he would someone like that would even bother to have children." And is this supposed to be similar someone related to Killingham? I wonder. No, kids killing. She just has a similar look, especially with the teeth. I'm just thinking. And so then we got Dragon here saying, "Oh wait, don't." And he's trying to wait. So we see, is he holding Shanks there? He's not. But then he's like trying to reach out to grab Shamrock back, and like Dragon here is trying to, he wants to atone for what's going on here. He's feeling really guilty now, and like we said before, we can understand this is the impetus of why he ends up creating the Revolutionary Army. So he's about to get killed here by Maffey, though, and this is my favorite part of the chapter, though. He's like, just as Maffey's about to kill Dragon, we hear, "Out of my way!" And this huge swing of something slices Maffey and all the trees away. And we see Whitebeard and Big Mom. And it was Whitebeard. He just swung his, what's his sword called now? It's not sword. Mago Komagiri. Or Moro Komagiri. Oh, by Sento. So this is hilarious too, because we're gonna see this too. Like White, it's funny to see that Whitebeard and Big Mom are fighting, are going through here, and yet they haven't seen God's Knights yet. But Whitebeard just took one out, or partially, like disabled her, and it's just like, yeah, okay, we're gonna take you out, we'll take you other guys out. But so next in a scene here, they're gonna see Garp, and it's gonna be like, yeah, we don't want any of that trouble with him. His the reputation to Garp is way more. They know way more about him, and then they know probably next to nothing about the God's Knights. And I just love this too, because it's just I feel a little sad here that these guys can't get along. Because Big Mom here is like accusing him of trying to kill her too. We didn't see it. We just saw that, like I said, we saw the sword swing, his Bicento, Manga Komagiri, swing here and take Maffy out. And he's like, "No, Linlin, I wasn't trying to kill you." And she's like, "Yeah, you were. I almost died. I don't believe you." And she's just like, it's like, come on, focus, guys. I feel like Whitebeard is the only one among these, among the pirates that really like focusing on like, hey, or like Rox is too technically. He's there looking for his kids too, his kid and his wife. I feel like the others are like, you're trying to take me out again, aren't you? They're distrust of each other. It's just so sad here. I'm like, Linlin, really? Come on. I feel of anyone, yeah, Whitebeard doesn't want to purposely take anyone out, and it's just kind of like, you can see how this distrust among these other pirates is just going to continue. It's like, just get over it. Anyways, this scene is great too, because we see dragons like, holy shit, what the hell, these two? Look how big they are. Yeah, and it's such a great scale right here between Whitebeard, Linlin, and Dragon. He's like, good golly, what are they feeding these pirates these days? So now we get this great double spread here, and the Shakky's over too, like, hey, you trying to kill me, you Newgate? And he's just like, oh, Shakky, you too, just stop it. And then Kaido's like coming over, like, Linlin, you lied to me. Um, and then I'm a little confused by it because I don't think they elaborate much more on that. But it seems like someone maybe told Kaido like, hey, she's just gonna probably take those devil fruit for herself and not give you one. I'm sure he's getting suspicious too. Cause we even saw she's like, oh, these devil fruits might be good for my kids. Like I was wondering why she even bothered to say anything to Kaido about that. Like I kind of thought like Linlin, Big Mom would be greedy enough to not say anything, just to hope that Kaido wouldn't say, hey, what about one of those for me? And so that she wouldn't feel obligated to give him one. Uh, so, anyways, they're all fighting again amongst each other, these four. And then so suddenly other pirates show up who have arrived, and oh, look, it's the Rocks pirates. Let's all gang up on them. Uh, anyway, so we get this great shot here of these four working together. That's like, well, let's just take all these little small fries out. They don't stand a chance against us. So we get a great shot of Shakky, Big Mom, Whitebeard, and Kaido all just swinging their weapons around, taking them all out. Actually, I just noticed, I don't think Linlin's carrying Napoleon at this point. I know she's got Zeus and Prometheus. No, that's right, because Napoleon just comes out of that hat later on she's wearing. So I don't know if she's just using her I think she's just using the elemental powers of her of Zeus and Prometheus. Yeah, it shows her use that later. We'll get into that soon. But so anyways, we go back to seeing Maffy and Dragon, and Maffy's like, "What the hell is going on here?" And Dragon's getting up. He's still injured by her attack, and he's like, "I want to get. This is a great time for me to try and escape." But so okay, so he did drop. Okay, that must be Shanks there. I thought that was Shamrock, but no, she's holding Shamrock. There's Shanks. He got bumped in the head, and he's out cold. Yeah, so that's gonna be the last we see of Dragon and the others in this chapter. Now we switch to Garp coming up, and he's going around beating the hell out of everyone, and so he's watching the fighting going on where the other rock pirates were, and he's like, oh, I sense a big catch up ahead, and he starts swinging his hockey around, This is my second favorite scene. The reputation of Garp is so good. We got the oh yeah, we don't see Shakky in this one shot, but the other three are all like, wait, why did he call them Neptunians? Okay, that was something else. He called them Neptunians. I don't know why I said that. That was one thing in the unofficial thing. He called them Sea Kings, I think. Let me pull that up. That one thing I did. Yeah, he called them. Okay, Neptunians. Is that the official translation for Sea Kings? Meaning like okay, I think it's just meant reference them as like a big catch. He's trying to just take down whoever he can as far as pirates to just catch them. These people that are he considers nuisances to society and stuff like that. And this is great, yeah, because this is so interesting because we got Whitebeard and Garp were together at Marineford, and Garp didn't hardly do any fighting there, but now recently we got to see how he fights in the story. Well, how many chapters ago? That would be about 20 chapters ago. No, 30 chapters ago, and or 30 episodes. Excuse me. And I don't know how many chapters that was, but the three of them here, oh, except Kaido. Well, you see here Kaido, but Whitebeard and Big Mom are like, yeah, let's get out of here. We can't win against him right now. This is not a fight we want. And Kaido's like, what? Aren't we going to fight him? And the other two are like, nah, get the hell out of here. He's not worth it. This is Garp. Have you heard about him? And Big Mom does try and attack her, and we'll get to it next. She does. I think it's meant. I don't know if she meant to be like a distraction, because of the way she said like, no, get out of here. But then she has Zeus and Prometheus do a combined attack together and tries to blast him away. And oh wait, what's that shot down there? Okay. And then here we see briefly Kuma and Ivankov. I like that Oda's keeping the other characters in perspective. We saw it before because we saw some of this stuff briefly from Kuma's perspective and Ivankov and Ginny. And the other two are like, what the? And then you got these two just saying like, yeah, what is going on there? So they're trying. This is probably at the point where they're trying to get over to the treasure because we don't see them holding anything yet. And because Linden will get them later too. And so she tried to attack. Oh my god, we see how Garp is. He's like, he must have hockeyed himself up good because he got this terrible demonic look. It reminds me of Luffy when he awakened his fruit, and he's just like, you call that fire? You can't cook prime rib with this. Yeah, and even like you got Big Mom like, oh my god, what? How do we defeat someone like that? Uh, oh, we do see Dragon there again. I forgot. He does pick up Shanks there. I forgot that part. But we go back here to Maffy, and she's got Shamrock, and I still don't know who that's supposed to be. She's talking to, but she's like, well, that kid was probably dead by now. But anyways, I got the baby. That's safe and sound. So like, she didn't know there was two. Wait a minute. So yeah, someone here wanted to make sure that Garling. What is going on here? Garling just left the kids for dead, I guess. I thought, but then it's like, oh, come back before the Garling finds out. All right, I'm really confused on that. So, anyways, we switched back to Dragon, who's got Shanks, and now he's trying to escape. Then, and so I think that might be the last time we see him. We'll have to check in. Now there's just so much going on. So I'm gonna go back to this other god's night, who I this is the one I missed. I know I mistakenly thought was a guy, but it's supposed to be a woman. I checked the episode. She's got a female voice in episode 1130, and now she's just starting to take shots at other people. It looks like there's my camera's in the way a little bit. It looks like mostly the different citizens or slaves that they've put the bullseye on, but she's just like she just found a group of people and like, oh, you thought you could escape in this confusion? No way. And she just starts killing people all over the place. And I wonder if that one's good. I hope she'll get a name soon. So we switched to one of the other Marines, and he's giving an update to one of his superior officers, saying, "Yeah, this is what's going on here. We got a great map here showing the rocks pirates. So the rocks are coming in from the southeast. The Rogers are coming in from the northwest, and the Celestial Dragons, yeah, and they got the Celestial Dragons trying to get to the east side of the island. Is that what they said before? Wait a minute. They wanted them to go. Oh, they had an evacuation tunnel, but I don't think they said where it was going through. But so they're trying to they're saying because of the terrain here with those two tall peaks. There's some of this guy and whoever else is there are pinned in where Roger and Rox are coming from the top and bottom essentially. And yeah, we're in the town center there, so we get a good shot of that now. Okay, so this is where the treasure still is. Okay, so this is the confusion here. This is probably shortly before we saw before Kuma and Ivankov are able to gather those chests and go into one of the buildings. And then that's when Big Mom comes and catches them. And then Saturn's there somewhere too. We see Big Mom and Saturn in that chapter episode when they there. And so these guys are trying to rally together to defend the situation, and now things are just getting bad as they're caught in a what do you call that strategic position? It's like it's a corridor. It's like a good it technically would be a a choke point. That's what I think you sometimes would call it. But now they're trapped in the middle with Roger and Rox's crew come from both sides. And so they're saying here, yeah, by this point the Celestial Dragons have left, and now they're just concerned about protecting the treasure. And we see the other Rocks pirates rallying in. Oh, look at that shot! I missed that before, but Silver Axe is leading the way, and he's pushing Shakky in the face, and like, no, get out of the way! Because they're all fighting over Shakky still. Oh wait, John's got a metal arm. Oh my god. Okay, and we got there's Gloriosa, and there's the oh, what's his name with the I forgot his name again, but the big guy with the armor. They're all there trying to save her. So this is now we're gonna get to the last scene though of the chapter, and we got so we switched to Saint Summers, and so he's the only God's Knight there. So again, we don't see where the other God's Knights went other than Mafia. We saw Mafia and the other one. We didn't see Garling and the others. That we saw them all rallied together when they saw that Rox and Roger were coming. So now Summers is trying to make sure that Shakky's okay. And we see she's been kept in this room now to be safe. Be kept safe. She was on that platform before with probably the other Davy members or whoever else was there. And oh, that's something I gotta stop and say too. So that some people were saying that those other people on that platform were probably family members, like loosely speaking, like tribal family members to Rocks. They were other members of the Davy tribe that Garling must have figured out. Like there was more than just presumably than just Rock. I should have thought this too. Than just Rox being there himself, that he had other family and other people that were like hiding there among the citizens of the God Valley. That were that's why he was saying it was more than just like Teach and his mother that were there. He had figured out somehow that these other Davy Jones members are living out their lives here, and so we of course want to get rid of them. And this island also is unaffiliated with the world government. So anyways, Summers, as we see here, he walked in, but it's like Shakky's trying to. I guess she's attempting to escape, but I don't know if these guys were trying to. I was thinking like, well, I don't know. So he's come in there, and you see that Shakky's knocked out all the other Marines that were escorting and or like guarding her, like an attempt to escape. I guess, and this is we really get to see how we don't. When he's not like Summers, he's very like sexist, and of course he treats everyone. He's because he's a celestial dragon. He's shit in general, and so he's like, oh god, this the ending's gonna be good though. So he's like, oh, a woman who knows her worth. I can't stand that. And he goes up and smacks her, and she's like standing up for her. So he just wants some little frail woman, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just sickening. And so she tries to she takes the hit. Oops, wait, I'm going too far ahead. And she goes back, and I like this the way that they show us, she's fighting very similar to how we've seen Hancock. She uses her legs and fights, kicks in there, and but he's well, he takes it. He also grabs her, and he's about to yeah, basically he's like, here, oh, these pirates are here for you, I presume. So this, yeah, there seems, wow, you're in high demand today. It's just so it's really ruined our day, but I can't let you. Okay, yeah, this is fucked up too. You can see him and Summers really have a long Summers and Garling have a long like feud, and he's saying if you're kept alive though, I know Summers will end up Garling will end up winning. I'm mixing the names up, so I think the better choice here was just to kill you now, so that he can't. At least I know I can live with the satisfaction that he won't get you, and right. So the fighting here continues, and we hear Summers is now standing over her, and he's doing a slow. We got the monologue going. He's like, oh, look, all these pirates. They've come from far and wide to rescue you. But won't it be wonderful if once they get here, they finally find that they've come here in vain, because you'll be just brutally slaughtered. It's like just. And we get a shot here while they're doing it. We see the Rocks Pirates fighting their hardest to win. We got Silver Axe. I love this shot too. I like seeing the other Rocks Pirates fight together. We got Silver Axe. Oh, what's his name? Ganzu is the one I keep forgetting again. So we got Ganzu. We got a great shot with Ganzu. Stop it. We got a great shot with Ganzu, John, Silver Axe, and Whitebeard fighting against whoever barrage of other people are there. And we get a shot here. And I don't know if this is the first time or not, but we see Roger and Whitebeard clashing together here, and it's just fucking epic. It's just so good to see this early stuff going on. And the others are like screaming, "Oh, Shakky, we're here for you!" Especially Shakky. Shakky really seems like him. He might be the most enamored with her. I know the others kind of are like Silver Axe. And probably who was it? It was like Wang Ji, but he's not here now. The others are all like, "We're here for you, Shakky. Where are you?" And so the others here. So here's the moment. Yeah, we're building up here. We have the other pirates too. We got like, yeah, look at me here, please. And with it, it's like that. Notice me, senpai. Look at me. We're here. Please love me. And so they're all getting held up. And now that this is like, we're at a point here, I feel like everyone's pushing back. The Rocks Pirates and Roger Pirates and the others, and even the Marines are all having this big clash down in the town of this little community here. And so Roger's like, I can't get through. He's still clashing with Whitebeard, and he's like, you gotta get Shakky. And so this is what's gonna happen. This is gonna be Rayleigh's moment. We see him here jump up over the melee, and so we go back to this asshole Summers. He's just he's doing the monologue, and he's gonna kill Shakky here. He's like, can you hear that? Your saviors are at the door, but it's gonna be too late. He's doing like a textbook. Oh, how sad it is. And we got a Marine. They're like, Summers, I don't think we're supposed to do that. Isn't she one of the merchandise? And Garling's the one who's in charge. And then the other guy's like, shut up. You better not say anything about this. If anything, you better make sure this was put down as an accident. And look at this shit. He's like he's just he's soaking up this bullshit. He's like, yes, see, your hope is about to go out the window. I hope, and he's about to enjoy. He's wielding his rose thorn cannibal thing. And then he's like, yeah, oh my god, he's even saying how many times he wants to kill her. Jesus Christ. Anyways, yeah, God, Oda does this so good. So he's about to swing he brings up his weapon. He's about to say, I'm gonna kill you in 5 blows. And as soon as he does it, I feel like this must have been his observation, hockey kicking in the last second. And then he's like, because he's got the roasting. Oh, when I'm done, I'll be sure to put some flowers on your grave. And you get Rayleigh there wielding his sword. I wonder if his sword has a name. I wonder if Oda gave us one yet. Like, because Roger's got the one he calls an ace, and then he names his son that too. And he's there soaking up his hockey probably, or building up his hockey. And we get this great attack. There's one thing, yeah, I have to go here. It says, and here it reads Spider Lily Steel. And then the other one is like Transcendent Huygen Crescent. I just remember Spider Lily is the name of a type of flower subgroup. I wonder if that's what the reference is to this attack. Because also I was thinking of something with Amazon Lily, which is her home she's from. But anyways, so yeah, out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, I can't focus today. Rayleigh comes in with this attack, and we get to see the first time him using some kind of named attack. We've seen him briefly fight with Kizaru, and he just swings whatever he does, he swings his sword attack, probably hockeyed it up, and sends Summers flying through the wall of the building. And suddenly we just got this great moment where like Shakky's just looking at him. She thought her whole life was flashing before her eyes. She's looks at him and he's like, her hero has come. This is so cute. He's like comes up, he sees a sword. He's like, I'm sorry it took so long. I've come to get you. And then I like this little shot that I don't know if that's her thinking it. I'm thinking she's thinking about that while she sent him that little note. And he just comes there and she starts crying, and it's just like, it's so good. I can't wait for this in anime. She's like, you took so long. And he's crying too, actually. Oh. And it's just like, at the ending though, I'm sorry I had to go through this. I'm sorry you had to go through this. And the funny part though is that you see Scopper and Roger like, and they're seeing that moment and they're like losing, like, oh, we lost her. They both wanted her. And so the last scene is here is like, we get this great reunion. And then we see this last bit where that's probably Roger saying, all right, we got yeah. Roger saying, can you do that later? Damn it all. And they're like, they still had that faintest of hopes that they were going to be the ones to win her over. And of course, later we know Scopper and Roger find somebody respectively. We got Ripley. Scopper meets Ripley, which he's still with, and then, I can't remember Ace's mother's name right now. That Roger will meet years later. But then the last scene is like, yeah, we got Shakky back, boys. Now let's find some treasure and get out of here. And so that's how the chapter ends. So like, yeah, we got so much else to see. This is probably right before Big Mom and Kuma and Ivankov are gonna have the devil fruits. So there's just so much happened here at the same time. So much else didn't happen, and I really, really hope we see more of that. Wait, does Summers? Oh, Summers has a scar on his chin there. Yeah, so there is a lot going on here. God damn. Also, why is it that Big Mom and Whitebeard have like these? They got these like captain's hats. I was just thinking they're both working on the rocks, but they keep these hats. They look like they're in charge with those kind of hats. Because I don't think any of the other most of the other Roger pirates are wearing hats. Yeah, Shiki and John and Kaido don't wear hats. Kaido never really wore a hat, has he? And so yeah, this was a wild, wild chapter, and so much was going on here. We had to focus on Dragon and Rayleigh and Shamrock and Shanks and these other people, and Garp and Roger. Holy shit! Now, actually, one thing that really looked a little funny there was, I don't know why, but I felt like Garp's fist still looked a little small. It's like, okay, I know you may be scaling it back because like this, but it looked a little too much small there. But it's like, okay, I'm just nitpicking stuff, anyways. And this was a lot. This was a lot, and I need to like just process this. I'm just so happy that Rayleigh and Shakky had this moment here. And Summers, yeah, I know I actually, when it really comes down to it, I'm really more frustrated at the regular Celestial Dragons more than I am at Summers. I'm glad they really made us hate Summers more here too, but because we're seeing him in the present time trying to, on the orders of Eam, take over, try to subdue the Albathian giants. But like every time I see that other Celestial Dragon who was mouthing off to the Marine earlier here was like pissing me off more. Like, just shut the fuck up and do what they say, you ass. I want this treasure. Well, go get it. Jeezy, crazy. Uh, Holy shit. So that was a great chapter. I hope so. The next question, I guess, is what happened to Shamrock. Well, we know what's going to happen to Shamrock. Well, the next question is: are we gonna see Dragon put Shanks in a treasure chest? Are we gonna see any of the other Gods Knights clash with Roger or Rox's pirates? Yeah, we don't see any more Rox in here. So the question, where we get to see what happens to Rox, his fate, because he's here for his wife and child. We didn't even see them here, and I'm thinking he's gonna die saving his wife or something. I hope we get something like that. Like I said earlier, I'm feeling more sympathetic toward Rox as far as him being a family man, compared to, like I said, compared to people like Kaido and Doflamingo. So it's just gonna be interesting to see what's going on there. Maybe we'll get to see a little bit too of what Big Mom. I was gonna say Linen. I keep switching between them. I don't know which way is better to say. Uh, I wonder if we'll get to see her have the scene right after she gets the fruit from Ivankov and give it to Kaido. I hope we see that, and I want to see where Saturn is here, because the way Oda did that before is right after we see Lin get the fruit and then Kuma runs away holding the pawpaw fruit, we suddenly just see Saturn there, like he was like 10 feet from where the Lin and the others were, and where Kuma and Ivankov were. So I hope we can fill in, Oda will fill in a little more of those blanks in the next chapter or two. I really basically saying too, I hope he doesn't like cut it off without giving us a little more and making us wait another until the next arc and giving us a third perspective 50 chapters down the line or something like that. All right, I think I'm gonna just end it there. I'm so wired from this. Thanks for watching.